For today's video I have another cool scooter from AUSOM. This time is AUSOM L1MAX, sent to me by geekbuying.com. As always, thank you Geekbuying for sponsoring the content, and let's dive straight into it. I think AUSOM scooters are becoming a little bit of a problem for other companies because they make really high level quality stuff. Look at all these handles, buttons, as always they're super satisfying, quiet. It has all the NFC lock keys and all the other fancy things you need from an electrical scooter. And all of these qualities you get for 559 euros on the day of recording, and you can get an extra discount if you look for the code in the description under the video below. Right, so this scooter has only one motor, so you don't have two motor switch here, and the motor is 1000 watt 48 volt motor that sits here in the back. In this thick deck there is a 20.8 amp hour battery pack. The deck, well, this is like, I never actually slipped on AUSOM deck, but right here at the front is just smooth plastic, and here you have like sharp edges, so it doesn't slip that much here, and you have actually rubber pad on the kicktail, which is very nice to have. Absolutely love the fact that you can turn on or off the logo lights independently from front and headlight. I can say that the headlight works really well in the dark. It's not only artificial in a way that people will see you, but you will actually also see the road. I like the position of the charging port, so it doesn't get all the mud compared to when you install the charging ports here. Absolutely gorgeous front and rear double swing arm suspension, which is of course as always adjustable. The tires are kind of off-roadish tires. These are normally not too bad on the asphalt. They don't create too much noise, but they create some noise. I would actually prefer it coming with road tires rather than this semi-off-road thing. One of the most sturdy possible folding mechanisms. It's not the most comfortable when you need to unscrew it and you need to fold it, but hey, when you actually put the scooter together, it just stays there. You can't really, you don't need to adjust it, you don't need to do anything with it. It's super firm and stable. Of course, there is this double latch for safety, so it doesn't fold for you by accident. So when you pull on it, the scooter will fold. And when you fold it down, there is the hook that can be used as a grocery bag or a backpack hook that hooks onto this place just right here. In order to do that, you might need to actually adjust the handlebar height, make it a little bit shorter, and you can actually lock it right here. In that way, it's really firmly locked and hooked. The scooter weighs 29 kilograms. I am a 1.91 meter rider, and when I stand on the AUSOM L1, the handlebars are way above my hips, so it's very, very comfortable to ride. These handlebars are also very wide, feels like a downhill mountain bike width, so probably more than my shoulder width. So it's very stable when you ride, it doesn't wobble at higher speeds, and you're not scared when you get on uneven terrain that it will wobble out of your hands. Also adds to stability when you ride with one hand, you need to show turn signals or anything like that. The only criticism after unboxing the scooter was this little scratch right here and this little scratch right here on that hook. I didn't see any other defects after receiving the scooter, so I guess just a mistake. So this is one area that I don't like. Right here, it looks like it's missing a cover. All the mess from your wheel will be going into these holes, and of course there is nothing to damage here. This is aluminum frame as well, so it's not gonna rot, but still it will be stuffed with mud and water and whatnot after a while. If I lift the wheel in the air and give it the top, it shows 72 kilometers per hour on the dashboard. Alright, we got ourselves some nice flat road here. The scooter is equipped with a 1 kilowatt motor, one single kilowatt motor. Let's see how much speed 90 kilogram rider in a winter clothing can get out of it. So for now the dashboard shows 45, 47, 48, 49, 50. Right, we got 50 kilometers per hour on the dashboard. This is the speed that the manufacturer claims. In their advertising, they say that AUSOM L1MAX will go up to 50 kilometers per hour, and you can actually see the GPS speed. Normally there is a little difference on AUSOM scooters. Well, I'm about to find out when I'm editing this video. We're literally doing 60 kilometers per hour now downhill. Well, it feels stable enough. I don't want to go faster. I'm too old for that shit. In the older AUSOM L1s, you couldn't limit your speed. Right now, I'm going to ride in the city. I don't want to have any problems with the police. Alright, so if we press these two buttons and hold them, I will enter in the parameter menu, and parameter 8, it's percentage of top speed. If I set it to 25%, click and hold these two buttons again. Now my top speed is 20 kilometers per hour, even in race mode. So this, in that way, scooter becomes way more legal and will not cause me any problems, most likely, if the police stops me. And this is the, well, it's great, because on the older AUSOM L1 it didn't work, and now it does. So yeah, cool, well done. Right, let's talk next about the suspension. The scooter is absolutely fine riding on the rougher terrain. So I'm riding now like a cobblestone, potholes. There isn't much rattling or any annoying sounds getting out of the scooter, and I feel well in control while riding these little obstacles. The double swing arm suspension is my favorite type of suspension on any electrical scooters, because it provides just more travel than any other suspension. So you can actually hit much bigger bumps, and it's hard to bottom it out. And even if you do, it's possible to make the scooter still very soft. Furthermore, it's then possible to install adjustable springs, adjustable shock absorbers, so you can customize it for different weight of the rider. I'm a 90 kilogram rider, and with winter clothing, probably I'm approaching closer to 100s. And for me, it's set up actually quite perfectly now. Absolutely the same scenario, riding on the grass. Nice and soft, jumping down the curbs. Well, for your normal city riding needs, the suspension works flawlessly. Acceleration wise, it's not the fastest scooter off the line because it has only one motor, but as a one motor scooter is actually quite good. In the city, unless I limit the speed, it's actually sufficient acceleration, absolutely nice. I don't feel too slow in the traffic or anything like that. Yeah, I would say more or less as expected from a single motor scooter. Alright, this road right here is the steepest road in Denmark. There is no steeper hill than this one. Let's see if AUSOM L1MAX with a single 1000 watt motor can climb up that hill. Let's go. All right. Unfortunately, 1000 watt motor scooter, as expected actually, is not capable to climb the steepest hill in Denmark. And while we couldn't climb the steepest hill in Denmark, we will climb a hill. So far so good. I think you can see the roofs behind us. It's difficult to show the angles of the hill, but this is quite a challenging hill. If you need to pedal up with a bike without a motor, it's quite a challenge, and we're doing 32 kilometers per hour right now. So no problem with AUSOM L1MAX climbing normal regular hills. If there is one thing this scooter has, it has speed. Climbing hills, on the other hand, is this is where I need two motor scooter. Let's talk about the range. When I do the range test, I call it minimal range test. Why? Because I am a heavy rider. I ride in really cold conditions. It's winter, it's 4 degrees Celsius. I'm dressed up, and with all of my clothes on, I weigh almost 100 kilograms. I ride always in the race mode, and whenever possible, full throttle. I only reduce throttle if there are lots of people around or something like that. Otherwise, the scooter gets tested to almost like how little can I squeeze out of that battery pack, and this is how it went. I'm doing range test, and I managed to get to 35 kilometers right now. As you can see, the battery indicator is blinking. But so what? At 35 kilometers, riding all this time in the race mode, with all the lights on, bells and whistles and so on, it still goes above 43 kilometers per hour. So I'm cold, it's even hard to talk. I can't seem to drain that battery. Alright, so this is it. The scooter only drives 15-14 kilometers per hour, even in eco mode, and we reached 39 kilometers. Quite a good range, I would say. I think the highlight of the L1MAX is that you can do easily 40 kilometers. If you're a lighter rider, you are going, and in a warmer weather, you're risking to go for like 50 kilometers range, while doing comfortably 45-40 kilometers per hour. That's an insane range for that speed for a scooter for 550 euros. And no, you don't sacrifice the suspension, you still get like really good suspension, you get overall really good build quality. So in that way, it's a really good deal of an electrical scooter. The downsides of AUSOM L1MAX, well, there is one little annoying thing, and that little annoying thing, it's not the disc brake that you hear. But the little annoying thing is that when you stop with the scooter, let me show you. As you can see now, I left it standing still and it goes into this parking mode. So before I can drive it, I actually need to go and change back, press it 3 times to go to the race mode so I can keep driving it again. This is a little annoying for me, but I guess it's a safety feature. The other thing that is not perfect but could be better is of course the brakes. Well, it has double disc brakes, they're super efficient, they are enough, you will stop in the right time everywhere that you need to stop. I think the brakes are fine, so now we're doing what? We're doing 40, 3, 2, 1, brake. Yeah, it stops in a really reasonable time. But they're not hydraulic disc brakes, so it's 550 euros. Probably it's really difficult to make scooter with hydraulic disc brakes and all these features with a 1 kilowatt motor and for that price. So I'm gonna accept this as a little flaw. And the last but not the least is actually the spray that comes off the front wheel. So whenever I drive fast in wet weather, the front wheel throws a lot of water and mud just in front of the scooter. So it doesn't throw it like on my pants, it just throws it in front of the scooter. And then I drive into all this and my pants are all like muddy and dirty. So if I go to work, to the office, I arrive dirty both from the front and the behind. Other than that, it's really hard to complain about this electrical scooter. I think the L2 version looks a bit more fancier, the design looks a bit cooler, but honestly, even trying L2, there wasn't that much of a difference between L1 and L2. Of course, 2 motors would be appreciated, but then again, the price goes up, and they have 2 motor versions as well, if you have just a little bit more money. I hope this was useful, and I see you in the next one.